In today's video, we're going to talk about apathy and how it affects your life in so many different levels. Hi, I'm Dr. Brett, and I'm here to make a difference in men's lives, to help them deal with their shit and become the best versions of themselves so they can live a happy and fulfilled life. So let's talk about apathy. Apathy is something that I've only become familiar with, in the last few years, and not understanding that I was a major apathetic person in a lot of ways. Now, apathy is basically when you have a lack of feeling, decreased emotion, lack of interest, no real concern about anything, and this is where the human emotions are so complicated because we've got so many layers about stuff. So in some aspects of my life, I was rocking it, whether it was playing sport or doing whatever I was doing. In some aspects, all my mates, I was having a great time. But in other aspects of my life, whether probably more along the relationship side of things or emotional side of things, I was very apathetic. As soon as things got a bit too tough, a bit too close, boom, the boom gates came down and I shut down. So I did basically enough to get through. I was only half committed to everything and I just got by. I just had no motivation, especially when I was feeling really average about something, then I would lack motivation. If I got overwhelmed, I would just shut everything down and go, it doesn't matter, and just really let things flow by and become very lethargic and apathetic about everything. Like I said, the energy levels can be quite decreased in that area as well, which was definitely me a lot of times, and still me sometimes as well. I still have that. And the thing with apathy, it's along the same path of anger, except it's a passive-aggressive way to deal with things. Instead of getting angry and letting it explode out, you actually go back into your shell and you deal with it in a negative way. That's actually, they're both negative, depending, but you're actually doing it in a non-aggressive way, so a passive-aggressive way. So you're doing it so it's not being seen and you're just getting further and further back into your shell, which is what I did. Now, I think I mentioned in my last talk that with my anger issues, it was more so when I wasn't indirectly involved. It wasn't when I had any control over the situation. I wasn't actually there. I was just like a third person looking in on the situation. That's when my anger comes out in a verbal way. But with passive aggressive, that's when things start, for me, I go back into my shell. So when it's me one-on-one, when I'm confronted, I have never liked confrontation. When whether it's in my relationship, out of my comfort zone, whether it's to do with jobs or tasks, anything like that I'm uncomfortable with, what would happen, I'd go back into my shell and I'd become apathetic, okay? And it's because I didn't feel like I could control the situation. I didn't feel like I was strong enough to deal with it. And again, guess what that comes from? Back from my childhood. Didn't control the situation when I was 6 years old. I couldn't. So you go back into your shell and and so it all comes back to one or two things that's happened in your life. Maybe it's more. Maybe it's something that wasn't in a childhood. Maybe it was when you're an adult. But there's all these things that happen along the way that causes these layers of behavior. And for me, my apathy was a lot more prevalent than what I realized until recently. And like I've said before, when I'm preparing my videos or my blogs, and one of the reasons why I did my blogs initially was just so I could actually get it on paper and start to understand myself. And it was really cathartic for me. And as a result, I've obviously got onto videos. So with my videos, same thing. When I start talking about these things and thinking about what I'm going to talk about, all of a sudden these layers come up and go, oh, that's why I do that. Oh, here we go. So I'm getting to understand myself more. And I hope by sharing my story and my feelings and how it's affected me, that it's also helping you. Just listen to those frogs in the background, they're going off. Whatever your trigger is, or whatever it causes you to be apathetic, if you are apathetic in whatever aspect of your life, then make sure you know what your trigger is. Mine was, like I said, my childhood. Yours could be anything, but whatever it is, make sure you deal with it so you can move forward with your life and you can share it. Because guys, it's time. Old school is done. Keeping it locked up inside you and pretending everything's okay, that's not good anymore. That doesn't cut it. It's time to deal with it. We're all brothers here. Let's look after each other and have a chat to each other and be there for each other, okay? So there's no more time options anymore. It's time to deal with your shit, guys, and get out there and move forward so you can be the best person that you can be, and you can inspire others to be the best people that they can be as well. So I know I've been there and I've had to deal with it. And is it scary? Fuck yeah, okay? It's horrible at times, but it's always better once you get through. You have to make sure you do all the hard work to make sure you reap the rewards. You don't win an AFL Grand Final by just showing up on Grand Final day. You've got years and years of hard work to get there. And that's what happens when you're dealing with your personal life as well and your emotional life. You have to do the hard yards so you can get through to the good side and have a great life when it comes to happiness and emotions. So I want you to share your stories with me. Write a little message down below. Let me know what you've had to deal with and how you can be a little bit apathetic sometimes as well, and how you've dealt with it and how you've moved forward. But if you have any questions, send me a personal message. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. If you want to do it in the public forum, I'm happy to do it in the public forum as well, so other people can learn as well. So get out there, send me some messages, share my videos. I really think this is an important message for men in particular. Share them and get as many blokes out there listening to these messages as possible, because we need to make a difference in each other's lives, okay? Because life's too short and we need to make it the best life we can make it, okay? So until next time, look after yourself and peace and love. Bye.